Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator, and we thank Him for life. We thank Him for this opportunity of a new day. Very, very interesting evening yesterday, and of course, I know that many people will be excited this morning with so much going on in the international news. We had elections in Guyana. We as in Caribbean people, we are so interconnected with Guyana as well. Many of us have friends and family. Many of us who are working. Many of us see the economic potential as well of that nation, and are happy to exercise that Caribbean connection and tap into work and to provide whatever services, etc., to drive off our lives forward as well. There have been so many migrations across the islands of the Caribbean, in particular to Trinidad. We have been a welcome home to so many people, and an economic opportunity for so many people because of our blessing of oil and gas. And now, similarly, Guyana has that blessing as well. So many of us were looking on carefully at what would take place there. Many of us have interest and investments there as well. I saw some Trinbagonian Guyanese with their fingers stained, right? Obviously dual citizens or something. Voting in Guyana as well, right? And I think projections are that the PPPC will retain government, will go back in with Mr. Irfan Ali, but we also saw some tremendous shifts with a very, very new party in that country. We Invest in Nationhood, led by Mr. Mohammed, really changing the dynamic, right? Tied up some of the other politicians' tongues as well, not just mine. Really, really making tremendous inroads and impact there, and projections signal that he will be the new opposition as well. Very, very interesting system as well in Guyana, proportional representation as well, which I have been looking at very carefully as well. It is a type of governance system that is practiced widely in the world, and it really seeks to give every voter greater value. There are pros and cons to every single system, but there is merit in us looking at different systems as well, apart from this winner takes all, first past the poll, constituency MP driven parliamentary system that we have here. We have to make whatever we have in front of us work, however, and we have to hold our leaders responsible. We have to be conscious-minded and educated about the issues that face us in order for us to get the best out of our beautiful Twin Island Republic, in order for us to drive proper leadership that will see us set ourselves for success, for progress. I played John Mayer's song about waiting for the world to change, and it more alludes in my mind and resonates with global affairs as well. But in our specific situation at home, you know, it relates as well. Many of us want to see a greater level of change. We want to see things of old change. We want to see, you know, there's a video going around with some police raiding a bar. Where the bar is again? All I remember. I'll probably pull up the news. And, you know, the entry of the officers is expletives and hostility and flash grenade. I don't know. Again, they would probably say they're operating under intelligence and, you know, and they move that way. But there's so much change that we need as well in our space. And we have to work towards it, and we have to really change our mindset. As much as proportional representation exists in their system in Guyana, if racial voting is still an underpinning of a system, then to some extent you defeat the positives even in your system. Because as we all know, you know, just racism and binding yourself to supporting something based on whatever ethnic background is total, absolute rubbish and ignorance, and people will take advantage of your ignorance, you know, time and time again. So there's a lot of change that we need within our systems and within the Caribbean as well. We also have elections in Jamaica today. There isn't federation among the Caribbean states, right? Among us, but the people are so interconnected along the islands, you know, and even the mainland that joins us as well, Guyana, for example, that we do have a level of federation among the people. And so many of us in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, connect to Grenada and Jamaica through the University of the West Indies in our adolescent stages, our teen, and thereafter, where we studied and lived and spent time. So many of us have deep-rooted emotional connections, family connections, friends like family throughout the islands. So many of us have moved up and down. So many of us have chosen to remain and to stay and to make our lives in some of the other spaces and places. We are Caribbean as a people. So, you know, my sister and brother-in-law and friends and other people, family in Jamaica, looking forward, some involved in elections there. It was absolutely positive to see two leaders come together on a stage, on a forum, to debate the issues of Jamaican politics, to discuss, to debate, to challenge each other in the eyes of the wider population, for them to have a look and to see and to hear the arguments on both sides. We could take a page from that book. We would do well if we do better in Trinidad and Tobago. And we could learn, we can learn. And there's a lot to be learned from even our other islands in the Caribbean. And there's a lot to be learned from other leaders in the Caribbean as well, who we have the opportunity to listen and look to. Like I said, so much in the news, so much going on in the world. We're waiting on the world to change. We are part of the change. And we are seeing certain changes as well. Today, which today is already gone in China, it is night in China on the 3rd of September. President Xi, along with the people of the Republic of China, would have celebrated this momentous anniversary of victory, right, against the Japanese in particular, who were in their hemisphere, and against what they term as, fascism, against what, President Xi puts forward as the then and continued Lordy jungle, where those who are strong just want to take advantage of those who are weak, and have done it, and in many respects continue to try to do it. He celebrates China's victory against that and its continual stance against imperialism, its continual stance for the ability to determine self, not just determine self in the words, and you have some kind of something democratic election where people vote and they then put in somebody who is not really looking after the sovereignty of a nation and its growth and propelling forward in a real way, but celebrating true strength, the ability to decide issues on your own. And of course that is challenging with interdependence and with our smaller, weaker situations as small islands, etc. But we must find ways to become stronger. We must find ways to achieve productivity and to become self-sufficient in as many aspects as possible. We must find greater strength with critical alliances with people who respect us. That is part of our tremendous challenge as a small, blessed twin island republic. We take the break and we'll be back. And of course, we'll take the calls and more discussions. I know there's a lot going on, and I only touched the surface of what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and the world. So we'll be right back after the ads.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on The Street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes. Free entry and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it.
Are you ready to elevate your baking game? Try Lion Brand Self-Rising Flour, now in our convenient and eco-friendly pouch packaging. With just the right balance of flour and baking powder, our Self-Rising Flour takes the guesswork out of baking. Whether you're whipping up fluffy pancakes for the kids or baking a delicious cake for that special occasion, Lion Brand Self-Rising Flour helps you create not just food, but connections that bring people together. Bake more, worry less, and share the goodness. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
The #1 bookstore in Trinidad is having the biggest back-to-school sale for the holidays.
Shop at Charon's Bookstore for the biggest back-to-school sale.
All your kindergarten, preschool,
primary, secondary school,
and tertiary education supplies at ridiculously low prices. Charon's also carries a wide range of sneakers, socks, t-shirts, vests for girls and boys,
and much more items for school. So don't miss Charon's back-to-school sale.
Now on Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tunapuna.
2 locations at Trin City Mall, ground level and first level. We're also open on Sundays from 8 a.m. Check us on Facebook for up-to-date info and promotions. Also, message us for a quick response.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe Ready to Drink. It just hits different.
Any playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe Ready to Drink. On the road, we on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your boo. Hits different, hits different. Vanilla latte mocha. perspective. With Nescafe, the party never over, never.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Calling all a choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor. Saturday, September 20th. Central and South Trinidad. Saturday, September 27th. And Tobago. Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT. Get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say that.
Craving that authentic taste of the Caribbean but short on time? With Lion Brand Purr Luri Mix. Now in its convenient, easy-to-use pouch, you can whip up a batch of fluffy, golden Purr Luri in a flash. Just add water, mix, and fry. Perfect for impromptu gatherings. Our Purr Luri Mix brings everyone together for a delicious moment. Share the flavor with friends and family, because good food and good company go hand in hand. Get your Lion Brand Purr Luri Mix today and make every moment a tasty celebration. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, big KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause you don't know we were the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we hold our fun, and let we join together, because KFC is life.
It's a big deal. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back again. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago, everybody out and about. Good morning to those who have joined us on YouTube, Iowa TV, streaming live on the website as well. Good morning to those who have joined us on Facebook as well. Apologies yesterday for the short live. We have so much to discuss as well. I see the phone line already blowing up as well. Good morning. Oh, morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together with God that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together with flowers. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Bind us together with love. Mom really sets the tone in a proper way, and I totally appreciate when we are blessed and graced by her tremendous voice. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Abubakar.
Yeah, good morning, welcome.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, man. Peace be unto you and all those listening.
I tell you, this is the gentleman who called yesterday.
Right?
Now, yesterday was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Today is today.
Right.
No names calling this morning.
All right, okay.
Now, I didn't finish what I had was to say because I didn't have money on my phone. To start with, I am visually impaired. I know I have 5 fingers in my hand, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
And I want who out there listening, the Minister of Social Development, Vandana Mohit, that if I don't get my money, I cannot pay the government. EDC send my eviction notice. WASA send my disconnection letter. I live on the 2nd floor. I'm visually impaired. I have glaucoma, cataract in my eyes. I have a knee replacement surgery, plus as a heart patient.
Right.
And I want them to take this into consideration and see if they could speed up my money so that I could pay the government.
Yeah.
And they will not disconnect me. I want Minister Barry Parat to hear what I'm saying. If they could hold back those bills until I get my money. Because the government serious. Other companies owing them hundreds of millions of dollars, they won't cut them. I just owe them a couple thousand. Because of my illness has been falling on me very bad.
Okay.
I fall short.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want them and Mr. Philip Watts, so how we name AGC. Because if the government don't pay me, I cannot pay them.
Yeah.
This is how I am living. The social welfare told me that it wouldn't take long because I have been collecting a disability grant for the past 14 years. I am already on the system. And why 7 months and 8 months and all these things, and right now, my medication, I begging people to buy medication for me, for my eyes. It's less than $1,000 every month if I can get it in the hospital. And I want whosoever listening out there to pay attention because I live in an HTC apartment, a high-risk area. And I have to defend myself here.
Yeah.
And if they put me out now, where am I going? You know what I do to get a government apartment? 12 years I haven't had a problem paying my bills because they stopped my money. When I was collecting my $2,000, I was still making ends meet. Now I have nothing to go at. Nothing. And whosoever out there hearing the minister, Vandana Mohit, pay attention to what I'm saying because without money I cannot survive. I am one of the vulnerable ones.
Yeah.
I need.
I understand from what you're saying how challenging your circumstances are.
Challenges when I get up one morning, I don't know what I'm going to need.
Yeah.
So, believe me.
So just, I know a couple of people with similar circumstances as well, and when they interacted with some of the officials in HEC and explained the condition exactly, they found a way to deal with the issue. So try. I know there's some people as well, when you deal with them, they're not as polite as they should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we went to see Vandana Mohit, and a man told, because I could hardly see, said that she's not available for the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's I know about that.
You know.
Yeah.
And when they now come in power, she said that she was with the NIS and they helping to solve the backlog cases, Yeah. I already in the system, Mr. Baka, 14 years now. So why taking so long with my little money to pay the government?
Yeah.
I only hope Barry Parat is listening and Mr. Watts, the Minister of Housing. Because if I have no other choice, I will have to go to the media. and make it go front page. Because somebody has to listen to my plight and need my money to survive.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't have IMEX, and on this program, I could air my plight.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. I'll try to see what I could do as well.
Right. And
All
the
right.
other program, and I want to call my name on air now, Evans Raj Paul. So you think I have no guessing and guessing.
Yeah.
Social welfare on San Fernando, Cipero Street. Why? Right now, I think about what to do, who to go to. All my intermediate family has passed away. My father is 98, he's the only one alive. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
I live in an HTC apartment, and I really calling on these people not to disconnect. And the only thing I pay right now is my light bill.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Rajpal, I'll see what can be done as well from my side as well, who I could communicate with, and I hope the situation is rectified. All right.
Okay, Mr. Abubakar.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
Peace be unto you.
Same to you. Yeah. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hey, brother Fuad.
Hey, blessings, man.
Morning, brother. Blessings to you also, all the listeners and all the entire station. Happy Independence, everyone. Personally for me, that word of independence is a controversial one where we are as a country. But I hear the plight of the last caller, and I want to say briefly that, I experiencing a little unfavorable situation in the world of work. Sometimes we question the youths, and we ask youths and persons generally to do the right thing, be honest, etc. But we have to really ask, are we getting pushback from our leadership, from those in authority? Are they in some way, shape, or form making it difficult to live the type of lives we honestly aspire to live? And, I even thought sometimes it might be nice if it's available to hear, an interview between yourself, like you interviewing someone in authority, because your level of intellect, I know nobody will be able to, gloss any words or sentences past you. So maybe you could possibly look into that if you think is okay. But the Ministry of Labor Environment, they need to regulate what's going on with a lot of employers, because they're mistreating youth, and they making it as though, getting up every day and honestly trying to provide for yourself is not the right path. That's how they're making it seem. So I'll give my contribution, brief, brother. But I sincerely mean all that I just contributed. So thanks for the time, man, and sincerely, kindly, please keep up the good work.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. You have a good day as well.
Yeah.
Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, Mr. West.
Mr. Fuad, I just want to correct one thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And that is the government of Trinidad and Tobago is not a minority government. They want more than 50% of the votes.
Yeah.
Right? Not the votes, the seats. Right? This is what I meant. They're not a minority. They want more than 50% of the seats. Right?
Yeah, by definition of what a minority government is, they are not.
Right.
Yeah. That's
right.
That's
so
fine.
I want to clarify that to stop this propaganda.
Yeah, I think you sprayed that bug spray yesterday and it worked sufficiently. Don't worry. I don't think we're going to find that buzz too much again. But we know that the government has won by a vast majority of seats. It's one of the most overwhelming wins in some time.
Yeah, and when you get the votes, the PNM got 224,000 votes, and the UNC got 3 million 334,000.
334,000.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. No, 334,000 as against 224,000 for the PNM. Right?
Yeah.
So that should settle the issue. I don't want to lament too much on that.
Yeah, you settled that since yesterday, man, and I think,
yeah.
But for the benefit of those listening as well, it's helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So what I want to talk about, you spoke about the events taking place in Guyana with respect to the election. It's very important. It is interesting, and I think it portends some benefit to Trinidad and Tobago, because there may be a consistency with respect to policy, with respect to oil and whatnot, and the, I'm not said oil, the availability of oil and possibly gas from Guyana in order to fuel the refinery, if the refinery gets going. Because I think that the Barajabde, I think he was the president, suggested that on Ufanali, that they were ready to do business with Trinidad. So I'm seeing it in terms of the policy and the continuation of the policy, which would benefit Trinidad if they were able to get the refinery going. So I look at it in that regard.
Yeah, from that regard, yeah.
There are other matters that are very contentious, and I really would want to stay away from it. I spoke yesterday on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to. And another thing I want to talk about is that when people speak sometimes, and sometimes we make, and you are a perfect example as to when you make a statement and you take a position, you justify the position, you give evidence, you engage in logical reasoning.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to hear in this. People just say, I don't like this, I don't like that. And what they return, what they try to play on emotions. They resort to emotions. And in Trinidad, they move towards race, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that I want to see more. I listen to other programs, and I think it's a learning experience for me, and I think a lot of other people. When you take a position, you take a pro or cons, you take a position, you need to support. You need to say why in a logical way. It may make sense, it may not make sense, but just don't come and talk. From the time people talk, race, Indian this, African this, and African people look after African people, and you play into emotions, you play into this phenotype, this race thing, and stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're in the radio too long for that. You straddle both political parties.
Yeah.
Stop this nonsense. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So there's some hot topics going on, right? Everybody would have watched the video yesterday with this boat, this pirogue in international waters, they say, right? Listen, all we could go on is by what they say. So this pirogue in international waters, I've seen one clip. I think I saw another video today. I don't even know if it is substantiated. It's the same situation with a helicopter and a U.S. Marine, although he's operating from a helicopter at that point, destroying the ship, a small pirogue. We saw the night version, right? You know, a little less clear, but ship, they say it had 11 people on it. Not 11 people. It's we have to be very careful. You no longer become a person when they have categorized you as a narco-terrorist, because remember that label. Once they say that this is designated terrorist, you then, if they say, right, sometimes I don't know where the evidence is. I don't know if they even have to give us evidence, because they are, you know, they are high and mighty. But designated terrorists, you know, I didn't see the flag or the emblem on the boat identifying them as, what was the name of the gang they say now? Trendeago or something. They said it came from Venezuela. And, you know, destroy the ship. No more terrorists, no more ship, no more drugs, as they say was on the ship as well, because it is somewhere underneath the water now, sunk. That's it. Destroyed. The 11 people dead as well, obviously. Well, let me be correct, it's not people anymore, because if America say you are terrorist, you are no longer people, you know. All of us had a little view of that yesterday, and they have many expressions and ideas about it as well. It's very interesting. So that will be definitely a hot topic today. Morning, brother. I didn't want to leave you hanging there.
Blessed the President Fuan.
Yeah, man, listen.
If there is some Iraqi in the UNC that they hear me,
I'm listening to it here, and the business, they fix the problem.
Raj Paul, or you're going through crisis, any problem, and you want to make a person start to say, read your attack and say, help you last stand 14
Yeah.
So they look into the matter.
Yeah, man. Your line was a little bit unclear there, but I hear what you're saying. Yeah, boy, Mr. Raj will have some difficulties there, some challenges. And sometimes we let ourselves down, eh? We let our those who are responsible as well, those in authority, we let them down as well, because if you come and you deal with Mr. Raj Paul, and in a very short space of time you could understand the serious circumstances that he faces and the plethora of issues as well that he has as an elderly man as well, as a senior citizen, then, you know, deal with it with the compassion and the empathy to try to resolve the situation and give him some sense of comfort in the best way possible. Boy, I ain't even want to believe somebody come to him when he goes to an office where he make all that effort with the assistance of others because he can't even see. And at that point, you tell him for the month, the minister, you know, of that particular ministry, which is responsible as well, not seeing people. I want to hope and pray, but we let down each other at times, and we have to have a more human approach. And as someone in a position where I sometimes lead, I understand that. And I try as best as possible to have people around me who duplicate my empathy and care for others. Even I may not be perfect. At times it's challenging, you know, you may not be able to deal with situations, but at least to communicate that and to deal with it as best as possible, boy. It's rough. Morning, caller.
Sorry about that, Mr. Abubakar.
No, that's not a problem at all, man.
Mr. Abubakar, I don't know why people like the gentleman who called Raj Paul or whatever his name has to go to see the minister.
Yeah.
When you have those those public officers, social workers in the social welfare officers, we're no longer in the age when you have do-gooders. You have professionally trained social workers. But some people say sometimes even though you do social work, you should have a heart. And people work and they don't have a heart. And I'm saying at that level, you have people who are directors in social work or social welfare directors. You have welfare officer, social welfare officer 1, 2, and all kind of different portfolio.
Yeah.
The policy, you cannot, in the previous regime, I heard people complaining the same way.
Yeah, of course.
And that policy must not continue. There's too much suffering, people have, there's too much, and about they're too greedy, and all this kind of thing, and they double dipping, and all this other nonsense, and closing down this people's, that nonsense, most people didn't vote for that. And if the people, one of the problems with the public service, you have people who are aligned to political parties, and therefore they are not so cooperative with the incumbent.
Yeah, of course.
And they sabotage, they make things, and they do all sort of things.
Yeah.
And more so at the higher level.
Yeah. I actually expressed that specifically to some individuals, and when they bypassed those who they were dealing with, and they went to the minister in AGC, they were able to rectify a serious situation where they were being pushed into a proper problem. I'm talking about 40 residents. So it does not reflect sometimes the policy of government, and people sabotage.
Yeah. And some of I experienced that in a bank. I experienced that by the Election and Boundaries Commission. You go on there, the man making up all kind of things not to give me my ID card within reasonable time.
Yeah.
Going to the bank to do transactions, the person watch at me and talking to me and telling me, I say, listen, I want to see the manager, the supervisor. And then and there, I was attended to. But these people, the attitude, the mindset of, you spoke about people in those offices, in those the public service and the public sector, not really diligent. They're not dutiful in terms of doing their work.
Yeah.
They're not committed. And I'm saying that other than that, some of them have their own agenda.
Yeah.
When you go there, somebody going on lunch since 11 o'clock, they're coming back and they only just all kind of, you need public service reform. And I'm saying that those permanent secretaries who get in big money, the deputies, all of them, they have to function. They're in charge of the ministry. And they could send long circulars and directives and whatnot from time to time to ensure that these people work efficiently. You have supervisors, managers, middle managers there. Let them do the work. This man had no right running behind no minister to get his situation resolved.
Yeah.
That must stop. And whatever the policy was in the past, it ought not to continue. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it is a cultural issue as well, because we have to have a better attitude towards service and towards our fellow men. We have to have a better attitude. You have to prepare as well. I mean, my circumstance may be fortunate because I may be identifiable as well. But I try to go into spaces, especially public offices, with a certain level of love and positive energy, because I know sometimes I'm going to meet people who may not be in the frame of mind for service that they should be in. It's not easy, So I giving you an extra smile and I giving you an extra pleasant greeting, even though I'm coming into a space where you are supposed to serve me. Boy, I come in with positive energy. First, I'm not waiting on you. And it's please and thanks, and you're very kind, because we have to do better. And again, the little example that I also drew with the police going into a bar to raid for whatever reason, and they have their job to do, but get on the expletive floor. I mean, you leading the raid, so you thought about the words you're going to say when you're going to enter the bar, right? And how you deal with circumstances will set the tone for the entire effort. I don't know, boy. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. And I'm seeing the views of some of those people online as well. And I respect those views that we have to be very, not well, we as well, Trinidad and Tobago, has to be very serious against a certain level of crime. And our Prime Minister is taking a very, very hard line against drug trafficking and the trafficking of arms and persons as well. I understand that and I appreciate it 100%. And I understand that it has plagued our society for a very long time. And I could identify with the greed that she's speaking about, which drives and motivates people to do these sorts of things. But in the system that exists, and this American ideal and dream of wealth and riches that is underpinned by capitalism, crass capitalism, that we have incorporated into ourselves, isn't that a motivator? Isn't that dream, as I was listening to a commentator explaining, isn't that dream of becoming so rich that you are above the law what people aspire to? Think about it. Is it not hypocritical? The lifestyle of impunity. Isn't that the dream that is sold by this crass Western, the strong shall survive and the weak shall perish mentality? Where those with might and means do what they want, say what they want, and act with impunity. So it really kind of blows my mind sometimes. It really, and that's what I see. You know, I don't have a problem with drug interdiction. I am 100% for that. But it is when you take the position, this one is this is this, you dictate and you tell people what is this and what is what, without even the requisite proof. And then you take action which I don't know that it is according to law and justice. And everybody else, because of your strength or your might and your ability, just has to agree or shut up. Sorry, but the spirit in me, the spirit in me can't agree with that. And if you ask for proof, if you ask for, hey, how about you just capture them fellas, because surely you have the ability. Surely you have brought the ability to these waters, these international waters, where you could arrest these guys, these 11 people on a stupid little pirogue, and prove your case, because you are alleging that a president of a country who is elected is a narco-terrorist leader of a whole narco gang, and that is not a light accusation. Sorry there to the callers as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, brother Fuad, I'll be brief. You know, I totally agree with what you're saying in terms of the culture the dream that is sold by us. But you see, you're quite correct when you say it's a dream.
Yeah.
Because they using it as though, chase your dreams, chase your goals. So we go through the system of going to school, working for our education. But then when you enter the world of work, is a selective system. And if we really know our history a little bit, and I only know a little bit, but we talk about Christopher Columbus in terms of the changing of the coat of arms, but how some countries would have made their way into Trinidad, made their way into the Caribbean, and would have solidified their dominance. And, throughout the years, whether they start businesses or whatnot, they maintain that
businesses. You know your history. What business they start? The business was plunder. The business was slavery. The business was industrialization on the backs of people who they didn't consider people. It's not easy, brother.
It's really not easy. It's not easy.
Our existence in this space is testimony to terror,
Yeah, I mean, slowly I see it a little bit for myself, but keep speaking out, and I totally support, because these people, it's like our lives don't matter to them. Some of us, we just here to just serve their happiness.
Yeah.
That's not right at all, man. That's not right at all.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, morning to I get cut off there. I was saying like they me yesterday and I got to the terminal, so they am a crack.
All right, okay, good.
You see that cartoon movie last night, eh?
Boy, I don't know now.
Well, that movie was sure. I support you never come to the through the drug trade.
I understand what she's saying, and I understand what she's saying, because that scourge of drugs is really a terrible thing, and not just drugs. Although most of the guns coming from the States, but a couple that's come from Venezuela too. I understand the trafficking of people too. You see the trafficking and the taking advantage of people, women, etc. Yeah, we not on that. But that
movie. You want to make America great again?
Yeah.
So oil and gas, they were going to go in the country and put allegations and say they drug terrorists and all them kind of thing in there. You see that movie was showing, that cartoon was showing last night. I took up my TV. But while I was looking to Raj Paul and thinking everything is alright, I look to all listening.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. When certain attitudes and people with certain attitudes and cultures of old say they want to be great again, I just worry, I just worry if I need to go back on the hill as my ancestors were on to escape a plantation, I just wonder if I need to pick back up wherever I use to free myself from them, I just wonder, because when they talk about greatness, their greatness was built on the destruction of others, And that's why I say to the rest of Trinidad and Tobago, all you wise up, Wise up. You see Modi, who we celebrated and welcomed, shaking hands with Jai and Putin. I'm just saying, let us just be aware. Whatever circumstance we are in, it may be challenging, but let us be aware. Sorry, caller. If you call back, I'll take it. Yeah, so let us understand what is taking place. I just find that not good enough. I find they could have intercepted, arrested, if they have all these claims against a country's leader, elected leader, right? Let these fellas testify. These 11 fellas in a pirogue with I don't know what they was carrying. Morning, Prezi. Sorry about that. You've been trying to come in.
Yeah, man. Morning, Imam Abubakar. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Morning.
Morning, Papa God. Only existence of God truth. And well, we have been a program here this morning, and we have been looking at the best of it that you could afford us, Papa God. Okay, look, you start something from Ulioko, because I want to go quite there. I mean, this thing with America, as long as people understand the history and the foreign policies of America, and it had to take that swallow that narco terrorist business from them. So we just had to watch and see, and according to a program I know yesterday, which I know to, like, you could hardly stop them invaders, and then we invaders from so long ago come down to colonialists and all kind of things. So we watching and hoping the best that no real serious accident can happen in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
This boat, they say they catch in the night, they showing me a boat.
Yeah.
I want to find out what if Venezuelans know that Americans in the Caribbean Sea, who Venezuelan going to take a period a cocaine through that kind of vicinity at that moment in time. We had to watch and see how this thing play out, you know?
Yeah. And they say they see it coming from Venezuela. Them know it come from Venezuela. They know who on the ship to designate them as a specific group. How them know all that? Well, just hold the people and them and let them testify against whoever they say now.
We're saying the boat sink and all that thing?
Yeah, but the boat to sink, they say they see it, they know it come from Venezuela, the intelligence. They know it is that specific gang. All kind of thing they just tell you, they know, you know.
Yeah, well, them are equipment to take out the boat and thing, and if they catch 11 people, we should know. And if we know, and they're saying they can't find and whatever kind of, well, there's a whole set of, you know, telling you, like, we just have to take what America do.
Let me just let Rodney, President, we just let one Rodney and whoever else and them from Claxton, Ben, all they careful. Yeah. All they don't go for no goat in Venezuela, don't go for no fish and shrimp and wherever else, all they just bring back and carry toilet paper right now. Oh, they hot. Stay home.
When you're talking to them, that's okay good. Here what's going on. I am on my next junction too, because you start up a program there and you pull up something early o'clock when you're talking about Guyana, Jamaica, but mostly you talk about Guyana politics. When you talk about proportional representative of who's passed the post, the systems.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time I come on the radio here is talking about the systems. People don't really recognize how frequent I'll be talking about and why I'll be talking about the systems. So, because in our countries, we might look at Guyana and we're watching they having proportional representative system. We may be carrying the first past the post here. So I want to be stopping looking at other people in the sense of wanting to follow them. I want to, if I look at them, is to watch the examples, such as how you was talking about in the UWI, where there is a past conscious conversation to one another to understand the systems. But I on the other hand, keep on, when in watching those things, looking at and continually saying to create our own system.
Create a different system, yeah.
You know, that when I say people's organization, just as much as they talk and pass, we have a system here, first past the post. But that same first past the post, we could regulate into it, put in 12, I keep on saying, put in 12 into the system. So that putting 12 in the system, you're able to observe what's going on inside of the parliament through our organization of the people, the same people who doing the electing. Because I say that after you done elect the people who you have in government or put in opposition, you still have no organization to lobby, basically as an organization of the people, to lobby for what you desire. So they intend they will desire and eventually do you what they want because you separated and fragmented.
Yeah.
That is the ideology of power, and it will have a lot of fixing to fix with any system, because my mind is just one mind. And if it being occupied with other minds and they could see pros and cons to regulate as amend and whatever the situation, I have no problem with it. But what I'm saying, in a time after colonialism and slavery, where we are still slave in a system without an organization as a slave organization to deal with masses system, we're still going to be fragmented and separated and still a slave, just voting for organizations that still stay under what we may call independent democracy, rather than, and we reach to a point now where is republic democracy. What is the difference? Why is that difference? Are we checking the difference to see, and are we really independent in a consciousness of understanding independence in our states? Yeah, I may not be an academic or have no certificate and thing, but I carry some conversation deep with them because I study the system.
Yeah.
I may not really be academic to some people, and they may want to hold me because they like certificate, but the man who don't have one, he may have real intelligence to hand to give on to the educated man who may not reach to the intelligence that I may have or others as myself may have, because they're studying money. They're studying that growth, that hierarchy. And once they're there, they can't study for people. They wouldn't study for people. Capitalism do not study slaves. They use slaves.
Yeah. Leave it there, Prezi, but we understand, we understand what you're saying.
It was nice, and you see how much I boil out of it, and to bring there's where we're seeing where it need some kind of work on that. And that is what I'm trying to put forward. And I thank you for the moment to give me the shot. And thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, God, for letting it go.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. And we understand that. And what we have been trying to explain as well is that the systems must serve the people. And if the systems are not working in the best interest of the people, then we must contemplate others as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Morning, caller. All right. I don't know what was wrong with that call. And it looked like a new number as well. So, thanks to all the callers who are traditionally calling in as well, those who are part and parcel of the program as well. But we welcome the new callers also. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You have something there in this discussion that I want to know what has happened to knowledge, education, and wisdom and understanding. Because here we are, being told that drug smugglers are trying to pass through a blockade.
Yeah.
Now, if you know anything, or you ever read the history or watch the movies of Pablo Escobar, you will realize that these people are very intelligent, though criminally minded. And because of this, it would be extremely stupid for them to try that. So I think that is a complete fabrication. Let me explain you something. If you know it are 10 men killing anybody they see across the road, will you cross the road?
Not me.
Answer that question here.
Not me,
logic. Will you cross the road?
Not me, but trend the agua look like them stupid boys, so they say.
No, but that's the problem. These people are highly intelligent. You stop the boats. And Pablo had a vessel underneath.
Yes.
Underneath the boat, carrying the drugs. And they search the whole boat top and bottom, and they can't find nothing.
Yeah.
These people are highly intelligent. For you to think that they are going to try that. Listen, why they don't pass on the Pacific side? You don't think they will pass there? It's the part of least resistance, which is common sense. Don't make if they take people for fools.
This is a political gimmick and an excuse, and you know that. That is why they get rid of Arafat and all of these fellas. Petrodollar, oil. This is what they are after. This is what they want. Because Germany, not Germany, sorry, Russia, China, India, and a number of other countries say they will no longer be trading in the US. Therefore, the economy which it is, he has been trying to build for the US citizens will fall down and crumble. Because if no one is using US, then the need for it, supply and demand, will dictate that the US will drop and devalue. That is why, with all the problems that America has faced, their money stays stable. And that's because they had the deal since, I can't even remember when, about using petrodollar, which means that the only way you can sell oil is via US.
So you said the US, yeah.
Right? Every country leader who say we will be selling oil for trade, for goods, for gold, as with Venezuela, they have ousted that leader. You want to look back through history, man?
Yeah.
And this thing what they're trying to put down our throat as being a reality is the most stupid thing. Maybe it's people who was trying to escape the imminent threat of attack to their country.
Yeah.
But definitely not narco-terrorists. How come narco become terrorists?
Yeah.
But why is it the people who it is have been breaking down the economy of the country to gain a result called terrorists? Why isn't it they the terrorists? Because why am they called terrorists who it is using the population to try and overthrow a government by squeezing the country's resources, squeezing their ability to feed their own people?
Yeah.
They are the terrorists. Why don't they put a blockade around their own country so it wouldn't send out guns, which is fueling all the murders in this country and the Caribbean? That's where the problem lies. Not from narco-terrorism. The terrorism of guns. That's the terrorism that we face in this country. Gun terrorism, not drugs. And the person who feeds that is the US. Because all the guns, even what the narco use, are manufactured in America.
Yeah.
So let's stop playing smart with foolishness. And America, we see you. We see you. That might have worked 50 years ago when you say Saddam had a what? Weapons of mass destruction and you barely find a sunshot. That can work in again. Stop the evil. Stop your evil ways. That is why your people and your country are getting worse and worse and worse. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your view. So we have a broad understanding of what transpires in the global environment. I think Trinbagonians as a people, as much as people may think we don't understand, many of us do understand. And beyond just the guns as well, which are built and exported across the world to fuel wars and to be used in wars as profit, that culture of greed. You know, I want to agree with my Prime Minister again when it comes to that culture of greed. The greed that is sold as a way of life that underpins the system of crass capitalism. That greed is what drives people to do evil, wicked things to their fellow man. And that is what we have to definitely battle and fight so that we could create a world with more love and respect for each other, as Mom sang this morning for us as well. Right? So a blessed morning and have a great day, everyone across Trinidad and Tobago. We wish our compatriots, our Caribbean neighbors in Jamaica, all the best today with their electoral process as well. And we continue the discussions tomorrow again, God willing. Right, have a blessed day, Trinidad and Tobago.
To you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
This is the voice.